everybody, Jeppy here, and I'm going to rank every single agent's ace voice lines here in Valorant. After an amazing moment where you drop an ace on the enemy team, your agent will burst into an ace voice line, really adding value to that awesome moment. But some agents' voice lines are way better than others. So that's what I'm going to rank today. Oh yeah, and I don't know if you guys can see this, but there is a big red mark on my forehead. I was scratching my forehead before I started filming the video, and I'm just now noticing it, and it looks really red, and I apologize. You know what? Comment down below red forehead just to make fun of me. Let's of course start off in D tier and then work our way all the way up to S tier at the end of the video. Let's get right into this. So I do apologize, guys, but the first agent I'm going to put in D tier, it's going to make a lot of you mad, is going to be Jett.
Ha! You should have seen your faces.
As you guys can see, it's kind of bland. It's only one line, but that one line actually isn't like awful because there's quite a few agents on the Valorant protocol that only have one ace voice line while others have like 5. So what I'm going to do is if there's agents that have more than 2, I'm just going to go down to my 2 favorite ace voice lines, but Jett only has 1. And you know, it does come across as kind of like cocky and arrogant, but to be honest, doesn't really just appeal to me that much. Other than that, guys, I don't think there's much to say about Jett's ace voice line. It's kind of just below average, and you'll see why as we get into some really cool voice lines later in the video. Up next in D tier, unfortunately, is going to be Brimstone. Now, Brimstone has like 4 or 5 ace voice lines. I picked 2 of my favorite, and it still only landed him in D tier.
Get off my lawn! I'm king of this hill!
My favorite one of the 2 is Get Off My Lawn, but like, I don't know, like the way Brimstone, the voice actor, like says these voice lines, it just doesn't capture that amazing moment for me. So like, if you get an ace in Valorant, you want the agent you're playing to like burst into like so much energy with a sick voice line, and Brimstone kind of just feels like he's just like just kind of just chilling. I love Brimstone's ultimate voice lines, but these ace voice lines, they're just not doing it for me. I apologize. The last agent I'm putting in D tier, unfortunately, is going to be Raze.
Talk about collateral damage. Ha! Bring it. Me against the world.
Like, I don't know, guys, just stay with me. I don't know if you guys feel the same way as I do, but like, dude, that was actually annoying. Like, I don't know what it is about the way she said the words. Like, it's just annoying to me. Like, it's not cool. It's not funny. It's not like witty or charming. It's just annoying. But I can see how quite a few people would think that it is pretty cool or they do enjoy it. So that's why I added it a little higher on D tier, but definitely not enough to boost it up into C tier. Next up is C tier, and the first agent we're going to be putting in C tier is going to be Astra.
The barrel of the gun is always dark.
So this is one of those times where the Valorant agent only has 1 ace voice line. And unfortunately for Astra, it's not really that great. It's kind of gritty when she says the barrel of the gun is always dark, but it's not like a super energetic or hype way she's saying it. She's kind of just like slowly saying it. And I don't know, to me, I don't think I could really boost it up any higher than C tier. What do you guys think? Coming up next in C tier is going to be Sage.
Must I do everything? Today, I was the sword.
So this is one of those times where I think Sage's ultimate voice lines are like literally amazing, but her ace voice lines are kind of below average for me. None of them really capture the like intensity moment, besides maybe the voice line where she says, "Today I am the sword." It's like kind of cool the way she says "today," but other than that, guys, like, I don't know, there's just not really vibing well with me. The last agent in C tier is going to be Yoru. I don't really have much to say about this besides it is kind of cool, but it's pretty short and there's only 1 voice line as opposed to some of the agents having 2. But in my opinion, it's just not really doing it for me. Is that red dot still on my forehead? It definitely looks like it's still there. The first agent in B tier is going to be Killjoy.
Go ahead. Call me tech support again.
Killjoy only has 1 line, but it's actually not that bad. Because I can totally see Killjoy getting upset and frustrated with other agents or people, referring to her as just tech support when she's so much more than that. She's got a brilliant mind, she has amazing ways to utilize her technology in combat, and she really just does not want to be tech support. So that's why she says it in the ace voice line, and I think it fits her character very well. Now coming up next in B tier is going to be Phoenix.
Messed with again? Oh wait,
You can't. You thought you could come against I.
Now, this is the first time where I really feel like an agent is just going off on being like super like, you know, witty and really just making fun of the enemy team. He has 2 voice lines that I chose and I actually like them a good amount. The way he portrays the words and emotions and like the funny moments in his voice lines, I think really fits his character very well. Up next in B tier, I'm probably going to surprise a couple of you guys because I think it's really cool, but maybe some of you won't, is going to be Sova.
I'll tear through you all. Who else do you have?
So maybe I just have a soft spot for Sova, but I think like pretty much every time he says anything, the voice actor that plays him just does so well. Cause like he can literally say like, I'm going to take C, and I'm gonna be like, dude, I like that. That's good stuff. Let's do it. I will say though that the ace voice line for Sova could be better, but since this is my ranking, I'm gonna put it in average because I know that it's not the best, but I just like it enough to at least put it in average. Now, the last agent in B tier, then after that move on to A tier, is going to be Sky.
I can feel it. I can be so much more. How did I get this powerful?
So the thing I like most about Sky is that the way she says her ace voice line and the words behind it, the what is it? I can feel it. I can be so much more. That is a good like intense foreshadowing moment of what Sky can truly become. Because we know that Sky in the Radiant Wars that KO fought in centuries later in an alternate timeline that he's in where KO came from, KO tells stories of just how powerful Sky becomes. So I think that every once in a while when Sky has like a good ace or a good moment where she's like, man, I'm really feeling myself, like she might start tapping into that like powerful god that she actually can be. But I'm getting ahead of myself. We're just ranking the voice lines here and I think it's pretty good. The first agent in A tier is going to be Omen.
Worthless dead fools.
So all Omen has to say to be cool is literally just 3 words: worthless dead fools. Omen, along with Sova, I think can literally say anything and it automatically sounds cool. So literally all Omen had to say was 3 words and it already ranked in A tier for me. Now imagine if he had like a couple more words or 2 voice lines, that boy would be up in S. But regardless, I just think it's just really, I'm gonna say it, I think it's badass and you know what, he deserves the A tier. Now moving on to the most cocky and arrogant agent on the Valorant protocol in A tier is going to be Chamber.
I really am fantastic. Did you enjoy the show? Of course you did.
Now, Chamber's ace voice lines, you guys heard it. It's very cocky, and he's full of himself, and he knows it. I really am fantastic, and did you enjoy the show? Laughing, of course you did. This man knows he's great. He wants an audience, and you know, when he does well, he's gonna give you that audience. I think his voice lines and the way he says it just portrays so well to this character. It fits him so well, and yeah, I mean, that's literally Chamber. The last agent in A tier, and I was on the fence of putting him in S tier, but I already have a couple more agents in S tier, so I didn't want to flood S too much, is going to be Breach.
What the hell were the rest of you doing? Anyone else want to try me?
I like the first one where he says, what the hell are the rest of you doing? Because like, to be honest, sometimes when you get an ace in Valorant, you're like looking around your team and saying, wait, where was everybody else? Why did I have to do everything? But then the other one where he says, anyone else want to try me? The way he says it, because Breach does such a good job on sounding so like hype and energetic and badass sometimes, especially in like his ultimate voice lines as well. But for the ace voice lines here in today's video, what we're ranking, I think it's enough to barely be on the edge of A tier and S tier, but I'm gonna leave him in A. Now we are breaking into S tier territory, and the first agent to get into S tier is going to be KO.
Get out of my kill zone. I know what they're thinking. Aimbot.
Now this is one of the voice lines where I don't feel like it's like super cool and badass and hype. I just think it's hilarious because when KO says, I know what they're thinking, aimbot, that's just like freaking funny because like we all have dealt at some point, whether it's in Valorant or in other competitive first-person shooter video games, I'm looking at you, Rainbow Six Siege, of people who literally are hacking and using aimbot, and you're always like, dude, that guy's hitting shots, he's aimbot, but like it actually is aimbot for KO because KO is a Radiant killer robot, and if you really think about it, he literally has aimbot. So I just thought it was funny that Riot added that as like a funny moment to an ace voice line. Up next in S tier, and the queen and empress of the Radiance is going to be Reyna.
Bow before me. Thank you. I was starving.
And the whole theme of Reyna being like the literal queen or empress of the Radiance, especially in the Radiant Wars that I talked about in my KO lore video, the bow before me really fits her character. And the way she says it is just so intimidating and menacing. And we all know that Reyna feeds on the souls and the power of the victims or people she's killed. So when she says she's starving and thank you for all 5 kills, the ace, I don't know. I think it's amazing. I think it's, you know, super cool, dark, fits her character well, and like really, I mean, that was just high quality S tier voice lines right there. Now, there are only 2 agents left on the Valorant protocol, and both of them are in S tier. First up is going to be Cypher.
You forget. I've always been a killer. You're dead, and I didn't feel anything, not even a thrill.
Now, the first voice line I showed you wasn't really like that great in my opinion, but the second one is just so dark, menacing, and like I would be intimidated if someone said that to me. You can rewind it, or let's just go over it again. He says, you're dead and I didn't feel anything, not even a thrill. That's like something that I wouldn't expect out of Cypher to say. I would expect someone like Reyna or maybe even Chamber to say, but like Cypher, I feel like that's just like too dark for him. But I guess, hey, when you're just feeling yourself and you're just popping off and killing enemies, I guess at that point you can say whatever you want, right? And of course, coming in an S tier, and I'm sorry guys, I guess I'm just a Viper simp or something, but Viper is going to be the best ace voice line.
You wanted a villain? I gave you a villain.
So look, I know it's only 1 line. It's not even 2 voice lines, but when your 1 voice line and the way it's said is that good, like you have to give props and respect to Viper, because to be honest, Viper is like the quote unquote villain of Valorant, maybe next to Reyna, but you know, as seen by other agents. So when she just pops off and is just killing people left and right, and she says, you wanted a villain, I gave you a villain, like it's literally sends chills down my arm each time I get an ace in Valorant and I'm playing Viper, which does not happen very often. Remember to comment red forehead if you want to make fun of me, and leave a like and subscribe notifications if you're new. Now, with all that being said, Jeppy out.